Find out all of the shorties with cooties was cute.
And realize what booties could do.
That was not on beat at all. Anyways, that sound and the subsequent song that we will probably get sued and or shut down for means one thing and one thing only. What's that, Rick?
It means the Battery Podcast is back.
In full effect.
And actually, I just want to say, if we were to get sued or shut down for it, that'd be awesome, because that means that chances people are listening and heard what we did.
It means chances people will have to get in contact with them, and I will negotiate a cease and desist letter. The only way we will stop is if
Chance comes and hangs out.
Or Chance just calls me on FaceTime and says, "What's up?"
That'd be dope.
That's all I.
But
that's
I
all
have
I
to
need.
be here.
Yeah, we'll schedule it.
Yeah, it has to be scheduled. So.
Speaking of FaceTime, did you hear about the Jimmy Butler thing? You just put his number out there for everybody.
No.
Yes, during his introductory press conference with the Minnesota Timberwolves, at the end of it, he said, "Anybody can, if you have any questions or anything, you can contact me directly." Gave his personal phone number, and people ran wild with it. And he answered. He answered a few FaceTime calls.
That's pretty
I thought
dope.
it was really dope. Shout out to you, Jimmy Buckets. Good luck to you up in Minnesota. It gets cold up there. Hope you like hockey.
Chicago.
You're right.
So.
I don't know what I'm saying.
This podcast is brought to you by Bud Light.
A wonderful beer for your Friday night.
Yeah.
Bud Light, you owe us some money now.
That rhymed. That was beautiful.
And we are recording this on a Friday night, so that's why I use that. Toast. Anyways, we don't need to be drinking, but we're going to try to give you the best podcast as always.
Yep.
We do have an action-packed show for you tonight. I like using that because, like, when I used to watch Conan O'Brien and Jay Leno, they used to say that all the time.
Okay.
We got a big show, an action-packed show, a fun-filled show for you.
I know Conan used to say a big show.
Yeah, so I just like throwing that in there.
Hey, man,
even if the show's
in
not that big.
Throw it in
Even
there.
if we talk about, like, one thing. All right.
We never talk about one thing.
That's
because
true.
We're always hitting our fans with
the hot
facts.
shit.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said that.
I don't know why.
No more beer for Cody.
Before we start anything else, we're going to talk about the fact that Cody's grandma told him that he needs to start believing in God first.
Not going to happen.
So
sorry, Grandma.
So me and Granny are on the same page there. And I also told him that my dad said the same thing, and he shut it down. So, Daddy, I know you listen to this. I want you to know Cody blatantly said that, no, I will never listen to anything he says. That is what Cody said.
I never said that. I listen to everything you say, but we're not going to get into discussion of religion and or politics this week. We've got a fun-filled, sports-related show to bring you.
I'll see you at church Sunday, Daddy.
I won't be there. I'll be at work, probably doing some heathen shit.
Because I love God.
And or not doing my job like I'm supposed to. Let's get into the show. We've already wasted 3 minutes with that wonderful intro.
3 minutes?
Yeah, that was a great intro, though.
No, but I'm just saying, like, 3 minutes? That's what we're saying, like, okay, it's got to stop at 3
I mean, if we had an hour and a half, nighttime talk show, sure. We can waste the first 10 minutes on a monologue.
One can only dream.
Like Conan O'Brien. Man, what if we did get our own late night talk show?
I would love, if we got a late night talk show, it'd be bad.
It would be so much fun. It would have to be on like a network like FX that would let us say bad words.
Whatever we wanted to say. It would be too bad, though.
I don't think so. I think we would just take this on air. Maybe they would fund some guests or something. We could have Dante doing some weird shit in the background.
I don't think we need guests, and I would love having Dante do weird stuff in the background.
I'd make Dante drop out of school.
He would have to.
Yeah.
But he's so close to finishing.
I would make him drop out.
He's so close.
I would give him an offer he could not refuse.
I'd
throw a girl at him. Sorry, Dante. That's your weekly shout out, though, so don't expect another one. Love you, bud. Anyways. Yes, if we ever make it big enough to get our own...
So you do love Dante.
I love Dante with my whole heart. I also hate Dante with my whole heart. You can't hate anybody you don't love, though.
That is true.
How many women ever told you they hate you?
A few.
Yeah, they loved you.
They all told me they love me, too.
Exactly. My point is proven. Anyways, we're going to get into this show as Ricky continues to be debaucherous and grab more beers. First thing I want to talk about tonight, Rick, the biggest portion of the season in baseball is upon us. or not the biggest, but the most exciting portion for most people is the MLB All-Star festivities.
Right. We're creeping up on the All-Star game, Home Run Derby, the All-Star Celebrity Game, which is something that I personally, and I know you also a little bit.
I really enjoy it.
Yeah, you look forward to it.
Last year with Terry Crews and Jamie Foxx, and I really enjoyed it.
A couple years ago with Ashanti.
You know, Jenny Finch is always there. They always get Ricky Henderson.
They always have Jenny Finch to throw one actual pitch.
Which is so funny.
I still don't feel like I could hit it.
Did I ever tell you the story about how I got hit with one?
Yeah. You told me that multiple times.
It's a great story. I ended up with stitches on my knee. Like, from the ball.
I feel like that is both a combination of softball pitches being tough to catch and also you being unathletic.
It's both.
I feel like,
but, dude, she broke me off something nasty.
No, I believe you.
I'm talking, dude, it had to break at least 14 inches horizontally.
Dude, I absolutely believe you.
I'm a right-handed.
I feel like a lot of other people would have been able to move their knee out of the way, not necessarily catch it.
You know, I was set up like a traditional catcher. I'm telling this story now for the listeners at home, of course. But
right.
I'm set up like a normal catcher, not a position I ever played a day in my life. But you know, she started out real nice and soft and
right. Just kind of easing
me into it. And she asked me, she said, "You ready?" And I was like, "Sure." I had the mask on, thank God. But I'm set up like a catcher.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, I am right-handed, so that means I catch with my left hand. She starts the ball on the inside of my left knee. Or no, outside my left knee. And I'm talking in what would be a right-handed batter's box. Outside of my right knee.
Right.
That ball breaks.
Outside of your left knee.
Outside of my left knee, you're right. But that ball breaks so much that it hits me on the inside of my left knee. I'm talking.
So
she's probably set up a foot outside and comes back in and hits me on the inside of my left knee.
You're really bad at telling this story.
Probably.
Honestly. Was she lefty or righty?
She was a right-handed pitcher.
She was a righty. So you were set up to catch it. It came in way outside your left knee, right?
Yes, way outside.
Way outside.
It started there.
It started there.
I couldn't get my glove down to where it ended.
To your right knee or your left knee?
No, my left knee.
Your left knee.
Yeah.
See, I feel like you should have caught that.
I probably should have, but like I said, I couldn't get my glove down in time.
You definitely left that part out of the story, and you definitely should have caught that.
It is what it is. I've never caught before in my life. That's the last time. That was the first and last time I ever caught.
I don't know. Yeah, you should have caught that.
Oh, well. It is what it is. I'm unathletic. I played golf.
You did play golf. But since we're talking about stories, we talked about earlier, because we saw, who was that? Nelson Cruz hit one?
Yes.
That was a no-doubter, and I told Cody about how I've hit one home run.
It went
an absolute
2,000
shot.
feet.
Didn't quite go that far, but any ballpark that you can think of that is still being used now.
So not Polo Grounds, because we all know that's about 475 dead center.
It would have gone out of, I believe, I absolutely crushed that ball. My sister actually got it on camera. So
I hope you guys still have that, and I hope you can show it to your kids.
I'd have to find it, but it's pretty dope.
Well, I'm glad that you still cherish that memory just the way I cherish my terribly unathletic memory.
Biggest memory I have is my cousins. I have two little cousins, like distant cousins, but they're my mom's cousins' sons. They came to see me, and they only saw one game in my life, and I hit 2 home runs in that game. So that was absolutely really cool. That was really cool, and I was in high school.
I hate Chase. It was legit. Much. He just doubled to drive in another run.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, let's get started with the show.
Oh yeah,
let's for real get started.
We recorded this for a reason. So
yeah, like we said, we are now approaching the All-Star break in baseball. It's one of the most exciting things of the season for a fan.
I think it's definitely the most exciting for people who aren't
for the casual fan.
Quote unquote fans, yeah.
For the casual fan, this is a really big thing. You know, maybe your team doesn't make the playoffs and you have no reason to watch until October.
You at least have somebody to look at in the All-Star game.
Every team's got one.
And I do like that thing, that I do like that rule that Major League Baseball started enforcing every team has to have at least one.
Some years I like it, other years I don't. This year I feel like it really benefits the Braves.
Can you think of a time where it was somebody that you didn't think should have been there, though?
What was that dude's name? Eduardo Nunez for the Minnesota Twins last year.
Ryan Dozier made it last year.
Also Eduardo Nunez.
Dozier.
Did Brian Dozier actually make the All-Star team?
Brian Dozier made it last year.
I feel like no. Eduardo Nunez was one of them.
I mean, he might have made it too, but Brian Dozier made it last year.
Anyways, moving on.
Yeah, so you can't. I'm serious, man. Every year, because there's always somebody that's like, if a team's struggling, like let's say we were in California, we're not really keeping up with the Braves. Ender Inciarte is the one that's chosen. We're not keeping up with the Braves, so we don't know what Ender's doing. He's not leading the league in average or being an MVP candidate or anything like that. But Ender's leading the NL in hits, or he's second, I believe. That's somebody that's All-Star game worthy. I think the MLB does a really good job of it.
Eduardo Nunez was the only Twin last year on the roster. Brian Dozier did not make the All-Star team.
Well, that's upsetting. But Eduardo Nunez had a good season. At least the first half was pretty good. Check it. Look it up.
I'm getting there. Calm it down. But like I said, Eduardo
I know
Nunez,
that for a fact because the MLB does a good job, man. They do a really good job of making sure that if a team has to be represented, it's represented well. Somebody that deserves to be there. I'm really shocked that Brian Dozier didn't make it, though. Oh, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago when he went
that
off.
was
absolutely just tore it up.
I'm sorry. My bad. I messed that up.
Okay, so he had 296 with 4 home runs. 12 home runs, I'm sorry. In 396 plate appearances for the Twins.
That's his whole season?
That was before he was traded to the Giants. So he finished that year with 16 home runs.
So that year though,
and a 299 average. So
we can.
No. Never mind. 288 average and 16 home runs.
But we can say that. I mean, those stats that you said before he was traded was pretty much before the All-Star game. We can just.
I mean, we'll just assume he was probably traded there at the deadline.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, maybe he did have a good year. Maybe he did deserve it. But
I mean, that's somebody that's on that team that's deserving, man.
There were probably guys in that final vote spot that I would have rather seen get picked.
Maybe.
Or selected over Eduardo Nunez just because there's that one rule.
Probably.
That says one guy has to be representing each team.
But the only thing is even with the final vote, somebody's going to be left off.
That's true.
I mean, even if you pick the guy that you think is the most worthy, somebody else should be an all-star. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I don't really want to use the final vote thing as, as people in the final vote that should be there. Eduardo Nunez had an all-star first half last year. He deserved to be there. I can't say he didn't deserve to be there. Can you? Can you honestly say he did not earn his way to be there?
Obviously not, because I don't remember them well enough to actually go back and say, no, definitively he does not deserve to be there for the first half he had.
I mean, even after the numbers you looked at, you can't say that. Somebody hitting 296, you deserve to be there.
Why can't I find the rosters for this year? Because that's what I want to get to. We need to skip past Eduardo Nunez before this becomes the Eduardo Nunez suckfest.
I don't know how we got so stuck on Eduardo
Nunez. Me either. I do want to... Ricky, I'm trying to do the show. The show first, beer second.
Beer first.
Fucking delinquent. Anyways, this would be
called worse.
This would be your AL starting 9.
This year, right?
This year, 2017. Your American League starting 9 will be Salvador Perez from the Royals, Justin Smoke from the Blue Jays, Jose Altuve from the Astros, Jose Ramirez from the Indians, Carlos Correa, also from the Astros. Mike Trout, who is hurt and has been replaced since. Aaron Judge from the Yankees. George Springer from the Astros. Corey Dickerson starting at DH for the Rays.
I wish you would have said positions. When you say National League, say positions. Please.
Okay, will do. Okay, and then your National League starters by position. At catcher, you've got Buster Posey for the San Francisco Giants. First baseman, you've got Ryan Zimmerman. Second base, Daniel Murphy. Nolan Arenado at third from the Rockies. Zach Cozart at short for the Reds. Charlie Blackmon at one of the outfield spots from the Rockies.
He would have been a center fielder, but yeah.
But Marcel also plays center.
Right.
So
No, I hear what you're saying, but
I don't think defensive alignment matters as much
at all
in the All-Star game.
It doesn't matter at all because you're just choosing 3 outfielders.
Yeah, it's just throw 3 out there, go get the ball when it comes to you.
It could be 3 center fielders.
Yeah.
As far as starting.
It's just who's going to play where. Anyways, Bryce Harper at the other outfield spot from the Nationals, and Marcell Ozuna fills out the outfield in the National League. There were some replacements, of course, due to
Alex
injury.
Wood got in there.
Yes,
To replace
deservedly.
Clayton, which is... Dude's 10-0.
Deservedly.
Dude is 10-0.
I don't think deservedly is a word now that I'm saying it all the time.
Either. That's why I didn't say it.
Anyways, the players that are being replaced, you've got Mike Trout, Starlin Castro, and Dallas Keuchel, because all 3 of those are on the disabled list. Corey Kluber, Yu Darvish, and Michael Fulmer, they start on Sunday. They can't play in the All-Star game.
And Clayton.
Yes, exactly. These are your replacements. You've got Chris Archer from the Rays,
right.
Second All-Star appearance, 2-time All-Star.
Hopeful Brave.
We all know what 2-time All-Star means, though. Here on this show, at least.
Hopeful Brave.
We'll get there. We're getting to the trade deadline.
I'm not
later.
talking about the 2 All-Star thing. I'm not going to talk about that.
Shout out Kyle Lowry.
I'm not going to get that anymore.
Why did I say Lowry? Robinson Cano from the Mariners.
Mike Lowry.
This is his 8th selection, Robinson Cano. Then you've got Chris Davinsky.
Wait, hold on real quick. I'm absolutely shocked that he was like a kind of back end.
I don't know what he's done this year. I'll have to look at it later.
Well, I haven't kept up with him, intently, but it seems like he's hitting home runs a lot. It seems like his power surge is back.
He's at 17 on the year. And as far as the... I swear to God, iOS 11 was the worst thing that ever happened to me. He's hitting 278 with 17 home runs, 60 runs driven in, 39 strikeouts to 27 walks.
Anytime you got more anytime you have more RBIs and strikeouts, so I'm okay with it.
Maybe the managers who selected...
He's in Seattle.
I'm just saying.
No, but I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm just saying I think
I'm trying to read the rest of... I'm trying to get to the rest of the replacements. You've got Chris Davinsky, Brandon Kinsler, and Roberto Ozuna filling in the bullpen. You got my boy Justin Upton making his 4th All-Star appearance. Count them, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 All-Star appearances for Justin Upton.
Drink your beer.
Then, on the National League side, you've got Alex Wood filling in, like you said, for Clayton Kershaw, who starts Sunday night. Won't be able to go in the All-Star game. Fair enough. It sucks, but it's not like you're losing anything throwing a guy who's 10-0 with a sub-2 ERA out there. You're basically throwing Clayton 2.0 out there. I'm not trying to give Alex Wood all that kind of credit because I did watch him as a Brave. And I know he's not Clayton.
But, yeah, no, he's not Clayton. But I've never thought Alex Wood was a
good year.
I've never thought Alex Wood
I was very upset when he was
pitcher.
included in that trade that brought Hector Oliveira here for him to play like 45 games. Then
and beat a woman.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's not forget
in Washington. God, I'm glad that trade went down.
Hector Oliveira beat a woman, guys. Just for that didn't know.
Past all that, Chris Brown got a second chance. We need to give Hector Oliveira one eventually.
Chris Brown had to wait. Chris Brown is still...
I'd literally said eventually.
Chris Brown is still fighting back from beating that.
Well, that's because he kept doing dumb shit like stalking Carucci. That's his own fault.
You seen Carucci?
Yes, but
I stalk her too.
Not excusable. We're not gonna disrespect women and their honor. We have women listeners, Ricky.
Oh, okay. So he can beat on a woman, but
No.
then when he shows too much love to a woman, it's
too much love and
it's
stalking somebody
too
are two
much.
different things.
No,
it's too much.
It's not.
It is.
It's one and the same to some people.
Okay, so we know what kind of guy Ricky is.
Why'd you let me drink?
I didn't let you do anything. Don't even. People will hear this.
I know.
So
and I
tone
want
it
them to
down.
hear it. I want them to
Anyways,
hear it.
is there anybody on either side for the All-Star game that you feel was left off or snubbed? I remember
left off. It would have been Alex Wood had he not,
Fair.
gotten a chance to get in. Eric Thames, did he make it? He made it.
I don't know if he's actually on the roster.
But if he didn't make it, I don't know if I'd call him a snub because after April, he kind of
He did the Justin Upton effect.
He did the Justin thing. Trying to think. Frankie made it. Francisco Lindor made it, right?
Almost absolutely certain he did. I have not seen of course the full list.
Right.
I
was really bad with keeping up with the reserves. And
did you vote at all this year for the All-Star game?
I voted early, and then when Freddie got hurt, I kind of didn't want to vote anymore.
Fair enough.
Because I was voting hard Braves. Like I was voting. Also, you got to remember when I was voting, everybody for the Braves was doing great.
Yeah.
I was voting Tyler, Freddie,
Matt Kemp, Brandon Phillips, Dansby.
I even voted BP. Yeah, no, I didn't vote Dansby actually.
That hurts my heart.
I understand, but I didn't.
I can respect you not voting Dansby.
Because he wasn't doing it.
You're right.
He wasn't doing well.
You're right. Damn, hockey jerseys are hot.
Or did I vote Dansby? I didn't vote either short or third. I'm trying to think.
Third, it was probably Adonis.
I know I didn't vote for Adonis.
I know you didn't vote for Adonis.
So I think I did vote Dansby and Chris Bryant. And I voted Matt, Ender, J.
Anyways.
Matt, Ender, J. If you got to pee, man, go for it.
I'll stop the show, or you can riff for a couple seconds.
I can definitely riff.
Okay, well, quickly, I'll do the reserves. I won't do bullpens and leftover pitchers because doesn't matter.
Please don't.
There's like 40 pitchers on each roster. But backing up at catcher, you've got Gary Sanchez. First base would be Yonder Alonso from the Athletics. Stalin Castro, like I said, got left off. Or is being replaced.
No, he made it.
He's on the DL.
Yeah.
Jonathan Schoop from the Orioles. Scoop. Jonathan Scoop. That's such a cool name. Frankie Lindor from the Indians at short.
So he did make it.
Yes. Miguel Sano at third. Then in the outfield, you got Mookie Betts, Michael Brantley, Avisel Garcia. Your backup
Mookie
DH.
almost got snubbed.
I mean, maybe because he didn't win the fan vote. I could see that. But
no, but he is
playing in place of Trout.
He is, yeah. That's what it
that.
was. He's the replacement for Mike Trout in the starting lineup.
Okay.
Not the replacement on the roster altogether, but... So that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
I apologize to all the listeners.
And on the the final vote candidates, real quick, it is over, so you can't listen to this and then go vote.
Yeah, no,
but
Justin Turner and Moose.
Yeah. Mike Moustakas, who we're going to touch on a little later because I want to, before I forget. And then on the National League side, you've got Yadier Molina at catcher, Paul Goldschmidt at first, also Joey Votto at first. Then your second baseman would be Josh Harrison and DJ LeMahieu. Shortstop, Corey Seager. Third base, Jake Lamb. Your outfield would be Cody Bellinger, Michael Conforto, Ender Inciarte, and Giancarlo Stanton in his home ballpark. Like Ricky said, Justin Turner won the final vote on the National League side. You've got Mike Moustakas on the AL side.
There was a lot of infielders in the final vote.
There weren't there?
Yeah.
Did I say Nolan Arenado?
I'm sure you did.
Okay.
Yeah, he made it. He's a starter.
Yeah, that would be a damn shame to leave that guy.
Go ahead and finish that.
Arguably, he might be, now that Mike Trout is hurt and hasn't played in a couple weeks.
I'm not going to say he's the best player in the MLB.
I am going to say Nolan Arenado is the best player. When Mike Trout is either not playing or hurt, Nolan Arenado is the best, a.k.a. my favorite player in baseball.
So is Mike Trout your favorite player or the best?
He is the best. Not my favorite.
Not your favorite. So Nolan Arenado is your favorite regardless.
Without a doubt.
Really?
Without
I didn't
a doubt.
know that.
I think that man is worth like $10 billion. There's not a number on this planet you can pay him that accurately represents what he does for your team, both defensively and offensively. And before you say it, I know the offensive numbers are probably somewhat inflated because he plays at Coors.
I would never say that.
But
I don't. Okay.
The guy is still, he rakes.
Personally, I'm not a fan of the whole numbers are inflated because they play at Coors Field.
I know, we had this discussion about Larry Walker.
Did we?
Yeah. And you told me you didn't give a shit about the fact that he played most of his career in Colorado.
I don't, because he's still playing 81 games
elsewhere
away
and
from
he hit
Colorado.
like 350 one year and didn't win the MVP. We talked about it.
You know what I mean? So I'm really not a big fan of the whole inflated numbers thing. Nolan Arenado is great. No.
Generational talent. I'll go ahead and say
yeah.
Generational talent. As far as infielders go,
I can tell you this for a fact: he will be the best third baseman that this generation sees. I stand by that.
Dare you say this generation's Chipper Jones?
I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I don't think Chipper was the guy.
Defensively, Chipper was not that great. I just wanted to throw that in there.
He wasn't as great as Nolan, no. But as far as like what he did for Braves country, Chipper was that guy.
A1, top notch, future Hall of Famer.
But outside of Braves country, I don't think Chipper was ever that guy. Honestly.
I don't think anybody gave him the credit, but he did win an MVP in '99, and he never had a season under 300. So.
Did he never have a season under 300?
I knew he never
title
in 08.
I knew he never
that
struck
don't tell
out.
You nothing.
I knew he never struck out more than he walked.
No,
which is amazing.
Fantastic hitter. Career average of 300. We're ready for you to go in the Hall of Fame, Chip.
Yeah.
If you can't tell by how we're waxing poetic about that, Chipper, you were great. And yes, we live in Atlanta, but like I said, you won an MVP in '99. You won a batting title 9 years later. When you were well into your 30s.
It's amazing hearing him talk about it, too, because he was saying his mom said, you could just go out there and hit 350 if you want. And he was like, well, I guess. And he kind of just tailored his game around that. Instead of trying to be that driving guy, driving all the runs guy, just get a hit.
Yeah,
just get a nod.
Just put it in play.
My personal favorite Chipper Jones moment, though, and it's crazy because...
Ooh, I'm going to do mine after you.
I remember watching Chipper when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say this, too. I did not realize what I was watching when I was watching.
Neither did I. You never do, though. I don't think most people do.
You never do, except for some weird
reason. You don't
reason.
until you have kids and you get to tell them, oh, man, he ain't nothing compared to so-and-so.
For some weird reason, though, I felt that with Andrew. Watching him for the longest.
And in 10 years, you're going to tell your kid, man, that center fielder ain't shit.
But
he ain't Andrew.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I felt that with Andrew, though.
Yeah.
Like, even watching Andrew, I was like, he is just really, really good.
Yeah. Guys, this is going to be kind of a lengthy show, if you can't tell. We've not even got out of the first topic. We haven't even touched the home run derby.
But the thing with Chipper is... And it sucks because it was later and yada, yada, yada. But when he hit that walk-off to send us to... Or his 400th home run, I think.
You're talking about the one that clinched a wild card berth for us.
That one.
In 2012.
Yeah. It was beautiful,
man.
When
Freddie scored first.
When Freddie scored first and he hit it...
And Freddie, threw his arm up at second base.
No, that was Chipper that threw his arm up at third base.
You're right. I don't know what I'm thinking of.
But Chipper hit that home run and he just kind of flips the bat and skips. And it's weird, man, because I have been watching Chipper for years. Leading up to that.
Yeah.
But it was just that moment. I was just like, man.
Now, Chipper, my favorite was earlier in that season.
Because he looks old
doing
it. And I'm just like, man, this is the end of something really great.
Yeah. Now, my favorite was earlier that same season because it was the year he retired. He was facing Jonathan Papelbon. I'll never forget it because I had just gotten home from work.
Right.
And I get in the house, and it's, 11 o'clock. I think it was the bottom of the ninth or extras. We're at Turner Field.
Right.
Chipper fouls one off. I don't mean fouls one off like rips one down the line at the first base coach. I mean he takes one deep. It just happened to go foul.
All right.
Well, Jonathan Papelbon with his little puckered butthole mouth.
Right.
Winds up, throws another pitch. Chipper literally, I guess, just decided he wanted to put it about 50 feet to the left of where that first one went. and walked it off. It was the greatest moment I've ever seen from Chipper Jones, personally. It seemed like he did it at will. He was like, all right. It's like when we hit a golf shot. It's like, all right, let's take a mulligan. But this time we're going to line up way left and hope it slices back into the fairway.
Yeah, all right.
That's exactly what Chipper did. From the left side of the plate, a fantastic switch hitter.
It's just crazy, man.
Just at will, put one in the seats.
Does that, yeah. And
right there in front of the chop house.
It sucks, man, because I remember seeing, like, my earliest remembrance of Chipper Jones, first of all, I remember seeing him with the wristbands on his forearms, you know, like young Chipper, skinny Chipper.
MVP Chipper.
I remember seeing that, and I remember Chipper going down to Houston. Like, I remember watching that, you know what I mean? So it's just...
to leave you for a second so I can go pee.
It's just crazy. Yeah, that's fine.
You got it.
But it's just crazy to see Chipper, my remembrance of Chipper be Chipper when he was in his older age, and you know that's what I take away from Chipper Jones' career in Atlanta, and I love every second of it. But it's just very weird to me that I remember that instead of, you know, him hitting his MVP season in '99 or his batting title season in 08, I believe. I think is what he said. That's not what I remember from Chipper. It's very random, very arbitrary moments where, you know, he's walking something off to win a wild card. I mean, this is after the Braves have been division winners for 14 years, and I remember him winning a wild card at the very least. It's just crazy to me.
All right, so 30 minutes in, we've got to get to the home run derby.
Finish that.
Ricky, stop. We got to do this show. Ricky, the show is more important.
I did an amazing job of that.
I'm sure you did, but we got to get to the home run derby. So your home run derby participants are going to be Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Judge, Cody Bellinger, Miguel Sano, Charlie Blackmon, Mike Moustakas, Justin Bohr, and Gary Sanchez.
Yeah.
Do you like that lineup?
Well, after we talked about it a little bit earlier, first of all, there could have been some better people for Justin Bohr, but at the same token, I feel like there could have been better people for Miguel Sano, honestly. I felt the same way about this for like years. Like, I've felt this way since I was a little kid. If we're gonna do the home run derby, just do top 8 guys with home runs in the league. You know
I'm A-okay with that.
And if that's what we're gonna do, that's how we should do it. But
the casual fan who's going to sit down on the couch, you know, and flip through the channels and say, oh, home run derby on, they're not going to recognize Justin Bohr's name.
They're not going to recognize Cody Bellinger. The casual
I feel
fan,
like Cody Bellinger probably makes a little bit, like there's a little bit more recollection.
I'm going to tell you a couple reasons why I don't think, I don't think they'll recognize Cody Bellinger. I don't think they'll recognize Gary Sanchez, Mike Moustakas, Charlie Blackmon, yeah, I don't think they'll recognize those names. And I'll tell you one for a couple of these guys. These are on the West Coast, right? Cody and Charlie we can just...
That's a fair point.
We can just say they're on the West Coast. Because it's hard for me to keep up with what Cody Bellinger's doing. Yeah.
I just wait for the updates.
I'm usually seeing what Cody Bellinger's doing the next morning. Yeah. And that's because I have at bat, you know, sending things to my phone. Constantly.
Overnight.
Gary Sanchez just came back from injury off the DL about 2 weeks ago.
And I'll admit, most of his power surge came last year. We weren't hearing as much from Aaron Judge because Gary Sanchez
were hearing everything about Gary Sanchez.
Yeah. So I think that may be the reason Gary Sanchez is here this year.
But the casual fan doesn't know that name. Right or wrong?
Probably.
Justin Bohr, the casual fan doesn't know him. I'll give you that. I'll concede that. It's just he's not that guy, and I feel the same way with Miguel Sano. Mm-hmm. Also with Mike Moustakas, I feel that way because
Mike Moustakas was on a team that went to 2 World Series in a row.
The casual fan does not know Mike Moustakas.
if you're a casual baseball fan
If
and
the
you listen out there,
a casual fan
feel
from
free to
that
let us
team
know
knows
whether
Eric
or not you
Hosmer
know.
because Eric Hosmer is
the face,
quote unquote face
I'll give
of
you
that team.
I'll give you that because I've been to Kansas City a few times now,
And
I
it's
know
Haas
for a
everywhere.
fact that Haas and Lorenzo Cain are on everything.
Right. And those are two guys that you can probably market easier or whatever
Haas
you
just
want to
has
do.
this like cool look. To
Moose
his face.
is an ugly guy.
Yeah.
He is
Moose
not an
is an
attractive
ugly
guy.
Haas. I'll put it
That
like
is
that.
that is exactly the way to put it.
That's the perfect way to put it. He's an ugly Eric Hosmer.
He can play the crap out of some baseball.
And Eric Hosmer is a hot Freddie Freeman.
That is
That's interesting, right? It's only because I've seen that face so much. They market him so well in Kansas City.
that is a crazy way to put that.
It's so great.
I can't disagree with that. That
Not
needs
at
to be
all.
gone by the time I get
Oh
back.
my God. Ricky is the worst at peer pressure. Also, Rick, we have to get through like 6 more topics before we get to an hour. I'm not trying to have these people here all day.
Volume. That's what
Hurry up. Anyways, like we were saying about the home run derby, I don't think that Justin Bour has enough of an appeal. Yes, they're playing the All-Star festivities are in Miami this year, but I don't think Justin Bour has enough appeal to bring someone in. However, if you go with a guy like, Joey Votto, who is sitting right now at 24 home runs on the year, that's good enough for 4th best in the league, tied with Cody Bellinger, sitting right below Mike Moustakas and George Springer. You could bring in Joey Votto and George Springer and replace Miguel Sano and Justin Bour, and you'd be all right. I don't really agree with the fact that they just I don't know why they put Justin Bour in, but he only has 19 home runs on the year. So for me, that's just not good enough. I'm probably a little bit more picky about the home run derby than I should be, but it is what it is. Hell, you could bring back a guy like Adam Duvall, who had an excellent showing and an excellent season last year, and he's sitting at 20 home runs on the season right now. So I think that there are better players that you could have thrown in there. We don't need to ramble too much on it. We're already drunk, and this is just not a good show. But we're gonna keep.
Good show, actually.
I think we're speaking well.
I think it's a very.
We just shouldn't be drunk when we record our show. Stop, Ricky. I'm trying to get through the rest of the topics. Don't worry, I'm gonna do it.
You're texting somebody, right?
I have to text this person. I'm sorry.
You don't have to.
I do.
But like when we're doing any other show, you don't text somebody.
I text every show.
No. I don't
Every
think you
show.
do. I don't think you do.
Will you come back to your seat?
As soon as you finish that, so I can put it over there. My man. This is why we were both going for Justin Bour in the home run derby.
Neither one of us want Justin Bour in the home run derby. Don't let him lie to you.
I guess since you did that, I need to finish mine.
Yeah, see?
See how long that took me?
I've got a beer mustache right now. I'm taking this back.
Don't do that.
You're making me drink, so I'm going to. Anyways, iTunes, if you hear this podcast and decide that we are not fit for your network, then F you, dog. Next topic. Let's move on. All right, so like I was telling you earlier, I've got a fun little game. We're going to do this quick.
All right.
You've got a limited no trade clause in your contract.
Oh, yeah.
With the deadline coming up.
Yeah.
I figured we'll throw this in there really quickly. Who are the 10 teams, if you can't come up with 10, that's fine, but who are the teams you would not want to play for? You don't have to give reasons or anything. You can if you want to on a few of them. I don't want to be here for an hour talking about why we don't want to go to Tampa Bay.
That actually would not be one of mine, though.
It would be one of mine because I don't want to play in Tampa Bay. I don't want to live in St. Petersburg.
That makes sense because I've been to St.
Sorry,
Petersburg.
Megan.
I've been to St. Petersburg as a 13-year-old kid, and it still wasn't fun. Like, that's got to be bad. But the 10
City
teams...
sucks.
1, the Oakland Athletics. Oakland seems like a great place, but the team absolutely is terrible.
Just garbage.
San Diego Padres.
Also
San
garbage.
Diego does not seem like a great place, and the team sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the New York Mets, because I don't want to be the other team in New York.
Thor said that was a Met City, though.
Yeah, okay. Let me think, man.
That's 3, though.
I'm curious. Yeah, that's 3.
Like I said, if you can't come up with 10, that's cool.
The Chicago White Sox.
You don't want to be the other team in Chicago.
I don't want to be the other team. That team has always been the other team at Chicago.
Even when the Cubs
when they
weren't
won
winning.
when the White Sox won the World Series, the other team won. It's never been.
Nobody says I want to play on the south side of Chicago.
I do not want to be on the other team. As far as if I have a no trade clause. And number
so you're up to
5.
4.
Number 5 is probably the Nationals. That's just something personal.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I don't think I can give you 10.
If you can't, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go whenever you are. I already got 4.
You got... Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Any team in the National League East.
Really?
Yeah, so Miami, New York,
that's
Mets,
just very...
Phillies, and Nationals.
That's very personal.
That's all personal reasons.
Yeah, because
Phillies,
I would love to go play in Miami.
I would not want to play in Miami.
Why not? Just curious.
Well, quick reasoning, that stupid home run structure in center field. 2, their team's not very good.
That's the one thing that's going to keep you
That's the first
from
thing,
playing?
yeah. I don't want to get laughed at.
Well, just make it 5 if you're going to say the team's not very good.
You're not going to talk about my Braves that way.
Oh, they're your Braves now?
Yeah, always have been. Till I DIE.
Dude, put your shirt down.
I'm not going to... I'm not putting my shirt down, damn it. I'm glad we don't record this shit on YouTube.
We should.
I'm glad we don't. We definitely have an
tried.
Instagram that we could put this on, though.
We
but
do
don't
have an
need
Instagram. Okay, all right.
Anyways.
Go ahead. What else?
All right, so that's 4 teams already. I don't, like I said, don't want to play in Tampa Bay. San Diego is a great one. Minnesota, because I don't F with the cold.
Yeah.
Toronto. Actually, let me scratch Toronto because they like hockey there. So I would play in Toronto. But I'm up to, 6? San Diego, Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
The
San
4
Diego,
teams in
Tampa
the
Bay is
East.
4 teams in the East.
Neither team's in Texas. I don't want to play in Texas.
You want to play for the Rangers?
Only thing that comes from Texas
Or the
is steers and
Astros?
queers.
Is what?
Steers and queers. Do I look like I got horns to you? I'm at 7.
You're an 8.
And at way too many beers.
You're 8.
Am I at 8?
You say either
Hot
team
damn.
in Texas. That's 2.
Oh, that's 2. All right, so let's see. The Yankees. Sorry, Ricky's dad. I know your name. It's Ricky. Sorry, Ricky Sr. I just don't like the Yankees like that at all. Really. And for number 10, numero 10, the Cincinnati Reds. I don't want to live in Ohio. It's too close to Cleveland, and Cleveland sucks.
Your list is crazy.
I'm out
man.
here just shitting on cities for no reason.
Your list is absolutely crazy.
I'm just shitting on cities in my t-shirt, bro.
Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Your list is wild.
It is wild, but that's what I am. All right, so we got through that one relatively quickly. We didn't waste 40 minutes on it. So let's move on. We're not even going to touch on Matt Kemp and Brandon Phillips not being all-stars. Matt Kemp's been struggling. Brandon Phillips is still great.
Yeah.
A G-O-D, in my opinion. I'll go to the church of Brandon Phillips.
I wouldn't argue with it. Well, with Brandon Phillips being great, I wouldn't argue with that.
Anyways, all right. So the NBA has had a lot of movement lately.
Ooh,
We've got
talking
people
about something
bouncing
other than
around.
baseball.
Yeah, we went from the Battery Sports Podcast back to the Battery Baseball Podcast, and now we're snatching that away from you and moving back to sports as a whole. So, in the NBA this past week, we've had KD signing with the Warriors again, taking $9 million less.
Which we all knew he was going to do. He said he was going to re-sign.
Yep.
He said he was
did
just
say he
going
was
to
going
wait.
to take meetings with other teams, though, which I thought was kind of sketchy.
Did he say that?
He did. He said he was going to take meetings, and I
KD
don't know if he ever did.
KD is a sketchy guy. I don't know if I ever talked to you about it, but I don't like the way that he nor his mother moved after they won.
Like, you ever seen his
championship.
Twitter? Like, his shit from like 4 or 5 years ago? Shit's weird.
Nah.
Talking about he'll drink people's bathwater and stuff.
I feel like you and my dad
Okay,
the same thing,
yes,
though.
but we are not KD. We are not out there for the public. Yes, I would drink certain people's bathwater in a heartbeat.
So y'all say the same thing. Y'all are just too smart to put it on Twitter.
Yes, exactly.
KD's dumb. No, that's very.
He said Twitter was more fun than the club one time. That was funny.
KD is an idiot.
Straight
dumb.
That is
public knowledge.
Oh yeah.
But I just haven't liked the way that he's moved since.
Went to the University of Texas. Steers and queers.
I rock with the University.
So do I.
Texas,
Hook 'em horns.
Yeah, hook 'em horns.
What happened to that black quarterback they had?
Which one, Vince Young?
No, the one from this year.
Oh, dude, he's still there.
The one that dick Notre Dame.
No,
not the white guy though.
I think he graduated. But I'm really excited to see. No, the white guy was the freshman.
Ah, that's what it was.
And I'm really excited to see him because he looks like a really good quarterback.
The white guy?
Yeah.
Let's go. Really let's go Texas. You know, win that Big 12, Big 10, whatever you're in.
Whatever they're in.
It's the Big 12 because the Big 10 is Michigan and Ohio State.
They're
Michigan State.
No, I get that, but they're about 2 years away from being the Big 6 again. So
honestly, you know, I heard an argument the other day that there should just be huge mega conferences, super conferences.
As it should be, yeah. No,
you know, just break off into East and West and
throw everybody that is a competitive D1 school into the same conference and
get Texas and Notre Dame and Oregon and Georgia and Alabama. Get all those guys in the same conference. Fuck a Rutgers. We don't need Rutgers.
I don't
playing D1 football. What have they ever done?
Playing
meaningful games.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
If you've been to a BCS bowl in the last 15 years,
Rutgers could still stomp on any D2 team and
true.
They could stomp on any low D1 team. They're like that middle of the road team, like a Georgia Tech
or like Cincinnati.
Rutgers is like a Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
If Georgia Tech were to play Georgia State,
we saw them struggle with G1 or Georgia Southern.
That's because Georgia Southern is the best low D1 school you'll ever see, and Georgia Southern Georgia Southern's Division 1A now.
1A, okay.
Yeah.
So Georgia
Southern's coming,
big
man.
Boys.
Georgia Southern scored the most points on Alabama
and they did beat Florida
in the national championship, and they did beat Florida the next year.
So
Georgia Southern's good.
Southern, not State.
GATA.
I don't know what GATA means.
I went to Georgia Southern, so
I still don't know what GATA means though. It's just
get after the ass. That's
okay. All right, I like that. I'm glad I know what that means now. Learning things on the show. That's what we're here for, to educate our listeners.
I miss being in college.
I miss college, too. I feel like this would be a lot of fun if I was in college drunk and we were doing this. Yeah, but I'd also be doing some reckless shit. So
I'm still having fun.
Anyways,
what were we talking about before we got on to college football?
The NBA. KD has now re-signed for $9 million less than what he was, I guess, gonna take, or I guess what the max would have been for 2 years.
They have signed Nick Young. Did you hear about that?
I've said it twice on Twitter now. He doesn't deserve a ring. Take that as you will. Nick Young does not. Anybody who calls himself Swaggy P and gets caught up by D'Angelo Russell does not deserve a ring.
Wait a minute. I'm not gonna let you sit here and slander Nick Young.
I'm gonna slander
Russell.
I'm gonna slander all of Nick Young.
Because D'Angelo Russell, dude, get rid of that because it's obviously uncomfortable. It is obviously uncomfortable.
All right, we're good now.
I'm not gonna slander Nick Young for what D'Angelo Russell did to him, only because D'Angelo Russell was completely in the wrong for that.
I laughed so hard when he did that commercial where he threw the phone out the window.
That wasn't funny to me.
It was hilarious.
It was funny, but it wasn't.
It was hilarious. I love when people pick fun.
You ever seen something that was funny, but it wasn't? Like it's really It's really funny, like, to laugh at yourself. I will always say that. But it's not funny to laugh at yourself at somebody else's expense.
I feel like that would make a lot more sense. No, not at all.
Okay.
We are not on topic.
If Nick... No, we are. If D'Angelo Russell...
It's going to be a fun description to read.
If D'Angelo Russell did something crazy about himself like that, and he made fun of it later, made money off of it, go for it, bro. That's you. But D'Angelo Russell literally ruined another man's relationship.
Yeah, he did.
And for him to make fun of that, that's not funny to me.
Okay, now that you've clarified yourself, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I had to make it a little bit. Yeah, I had to make it a little bit more.
I can respect exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Everybody that listens to this show will no longer listen to this show.
Why not?
Because we are too drunk to taste this chicken. Both of us.
If they don't get that reference,
then they don't deserve this fucking show.
If they don't get that reference,
if they don't get that reference,
I don't want them here.
You're right. Anyways,
so, but yeah, that's what I'm saying about D'Angelo Russell.
So the Warriors are now in prime position to win a second straight NBA title and a third in 4 years by signing Swaggy P. I don't think he deserves a ring.
Hopefully, which is weird to say, hopefully they will be beating the Boston Celtics.
Because
Boston Celtics coming up. I
now
love
have
them.
signed Gordon Hayward, all-star wing. I think that's his natural position, small forward.
He's a small forward.
Okay,
yeah.
but can play the two if he has to.
Unfortunately, they have released Avery Bradley.
Traded him.
They have traded Avery Bradley. That's what I meant. They have let go of Kelly Olynyk. He signed a free agent the other day.
$50 million over 4 years? That's a lot of money for Kelly O.
Yeah, Kelly Olynyk's not worth that.
Nah, so, man, that's a lot of money for Kelly Olynyk.
I wouldn't pay him that either. So
that's over 10 a year for Kelly Olynyk. But that is Mr. Game 7, as I saw him so affectionately referred to on Twitter today. I don't know why they call him that. Did he play in a Game 7 this year?
He did against the Wizards.
When he went off. Is that when he had the man bun? That was when he was rocking the man bun because everybody wanted him to do it in the Cleveland series.
He shot
they got shot
great
on.
from three though. But,
Kelly Olynyk no longer a Celtic. But like I said, Gordon Hayward. You pair that with I almost called him Isaiah Thomas because he scores so much. I'm kidding. Isaiah Thomas, your all-star, top of the class guard, one of the best in the league. Now has...
I don't know if I'd even call him that, though.
Really?
No.
You don't think Isaiah Thomas is a top-of-the-class guard?
No.
Not even in the top 10 as far as point guards go? Does Kyle Lowry beat him out?
No. Not at all. Not even close.
I love that Kyle Lowry has become...
How many teams are in the NBA?
30.
Kyle Lowry is the 30th best point guard in the NBA.
Damn, dog. He just signed a $33.3 million a year
Because Toronto is stupid. I don't know.
They totally gave Serge Ibaka 32 and a half.
I don't know why Toronto gave Kyle Lowry that contract.
He's 32 years old. Do you know that? 32 years old for Kyle Lowry. And he's getting a 3-year, $100 million deal with bad legs.
It upsets me because Toronto is giving credence to what Kyle Lowry has been.
Two-time All-Star is it, though. That's it. That's all he's ever accomplished in his career.
That's all he's done.
You know, never been to or he has been to a conference final.
He's been to a conference final, but that's it. And the funny thing that you tried to say to me the other day was Jason Hayward, same thing.
Two-time All-Star.
Two-time All-Star.
That's how we rate people.
But you can also add World Series champ on the end of that.
All right. Hold on.
World Series. No, he's a World Series champ.
He got a ring.
Say it or not.
He got a ring in the same way that I passed chemistry in the 11th grade by cheating off other people.
No,
Let's not act like Jason earned that ring.
Because you never gave those people that you cheated off of the textbook to study.
But I totally gave an inspiring speech telling them if I didn't pass chemistry, I would not graduate on time, and I needed this science credit. It was my last one. I didn't want to take one my senior year.
Did you really come that close to not graduating?
If I wouldn't have passed chemistry, yes, because I only had 2 science credits. I needed 3. I had to pass chemistry, and I was not taking it my senior year because, like Jeffrey Winger from Community...
Oh, okay, so you had a chance... Like, this happened your junior year.
Was not going to... I'll repeat. Was not going to take chemistry my senior year. Had to pass because I was not going to do it my senior year.
Yeah, you would have done it if you would have failed.
Absolutely not. Like Jeffrey Winger from Community, all I wanted to do my senior year was take blow-off classes. I took Coach Patterson's class 2 times in one semester.
But had you needed it to graduate, you would have taken chemistry.
Doubt it. Just would have been a 5th-year senior. We know how good, valuable those are.
And done
in college
what?
Football.
You would have had to take it. You would have had to take it.
This is gonna be it. I hope you guys are ready for a 2-hour show because we're not even halfway through the list.
Are we not?
Nope. Not even halfway.
Okay. Well,
we're almost an hour into the show.
Point being, also J.A. because I'm gonna talk about J.A. That's gonna happen.
You can say whatever you want about J.A.
Two-time All-Star,
but dude hit
World
under
Series
200
champ, platinum glove winner.
I'll concede
that's the big thing, right?
I'll concede that to you.
That's
but he did.
Okay, all right. Let's take out the ring. Then.
He deserves
Let's take out the ring
because he deserves the ring the same way Dan Ugla deserves the ring.
Stop it.
Nope.
Stop it.
I stand by that.
Stop it.
He did as much for San Francisco as Jason did for Chicago.
You got to be absolutely kidding me. Dan Ugla sat on the bench for that World Series. Half of the time he was sitting at home for that World Series.
I was going to say, correction, Dan Ugla wasn't on the roster for any of their playoff run in 2014.
So J-Hay, the guy that started, granted, wasn't all 7 games, but he started 4 out of 7 games in right field. You're going to tell me that he did just as much as Dan Ugla, who didn't even have a job, quote unquote, for the Giants to win the World Series? You are absolutely crazy.
Yep.
You are absolutely out of your mind. I'm not going to sit here and have that argument with you because J-Hay was actually there contributing. And you're making it sound like I just love J-Hay. You're making it sound like I just love J-Hay and anything he does, he got on base 11%
of the time.
You are making it sound like I will just go to bat for anything he does, and that's not the case.
You will.
J-Hay was on the team, and he was a starter.
Jason
on
could
that
walk
team.
into your house and kill your cat, and you would probably be like, Mittens deserved it.
Mittens be getting crazy sometimes.
Exactly. Mittens did not deserve that murder.
I'm not gonna get crazy with you, no.
Anyways, Jason, 2-time All-Star,
not platinum glove winner. That's what I was gonna get to.
As far as cheeks, Kyle Lowry,
platinum glove winner. That means he was the best defensive player in all of baseball. All of baseball. If Kyle Lowry can win the defensive player of the year, that's comparable. But he doesn't because he's terrible. He is absolutely terrible. Go ahead and drink it up because you know you're wrong comparing Jason Hayward to Kyle Lowry.
They both 2-time
You know
All-Stars.
J-Hay is better at baseball than Kyle Lowry is at basketball. Don't even try that.
We have a rating system on this show. If you are a 2-time All-Star, you are butt cheeks.
But if that's all you are, that's what it is. If that's all you are. Because that's how I got started because Kyle Lowry's literally Kyle Lowry's credentials were he's a 2-time All-Star. That's it. You couldn't say anything else about him.
Also, all NBA third team. Your argument
the hell up.
is invalid.
Shut up.
I'm not trying to root for Kyle Lowry over here.
First of all,
I'm just trying to tear Jason down a little bit.
First of all, third team don't count worth nothing.
It means you were the 15th best player in the league.
I've never even...
Second team, all Big East. Big East, all freshman team.
So did you get drafted out of high school? Jason did.
Okay, no.
I'm just saying.
No.
If that's what we're gonna do. If that's what we're gonna do.
You wanted arguments. We got it.
That's what I'm going for.
High five to us. Yes.
I still hate him.
The NBA does not allow draft picks out of high school.
But if you're
after LeBron. If you're
gonna bring up some stupid argument like that, though, that's what I'm going to say. Did you get drafted out of high school? Yes or no?
No, he didn't.
So what are you talking about? What you did in college for then?
Called Villanova, which beat the UNC Tar Heels in a national championship game.
Wow!
Argument is over.
Wow!
Argument's over.
Who won last year though? Who won the last national championship that there was to be won?
Hey,
just out of curiosity. Who won it? It wasn't Texas. I see you with your hand.
I don't know what I'm doing with these hands.
Who won it? Just out of curiosity, who won the last national championship that was
We all
to be
know
won?
who won it. The redeem
No, I need you to say who won it. Who won it?
The United North Carolina Tar Heels.
That's not their name, but that's who won it.
That's who won it.
That's who.
Michael Jordan's alma mater.
Michael Jordan's alma mater. Yeah, that's who won it. That's who won it.
Also, they are located in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Was that? I didn't know Chapel Hill was in Raleigh.
I don't know where Chapel Hill is. I was just guessing at Raleigh. Actually,
So
Raleigh is North Carolina State.
North Carolina State, yeah.
Sorry, guys. You'll never be as good.
They're all like
as
right there, though.
Yeah,
So I tried to let you slide. Durham, Chapel Hill, and Raleigh is like right there. So I tried to let you slide.
Man, you want to go to Cameron Indoor one day?
I'd rather go to Chapel Hill.
I feel like Cameron Indoor is probably going to get crazy.
I lied. I would rather go to Cameron Indoor. But the only reason I would rather
is to see a Duke versus UNC game.
That's it.
I would never take you there to
yeah.
watch like Duke versus Loyola.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
That's the only time.
Actually,
I would ever
those tickets will probably be super cheap.
Super cheap.
We'll walk in there in UNC gear. I'll get you a Marcus Page jersey.
In Cameron Indoor.
No, I'll get you one to wear to Cameron Indoor.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and we can just be disrespectful as fuck the whole game.
That'd be cool.
And like yell at what's his face, Grayson Allen. I hate that guy.
That would be cool.
Man,
he doesn't make it hard for you.
I don't even see, as a Duke fan, Dante, feel free to chime in on this later with your weekly recap of the show.
Also, just real quick, hopefully Dante makes it up by the end of this month, because I would love to have him on this show.
I want Dante on bad as ever, man. Like, I loved when Dante... I was actually listening to that episode the other day.
I love when
Dante was a fantastic guest. He was our first and only guest.
Dante is amazing.
But Dante knows his shit.
Dante just makes me so upset.
Because he thinks the Falcons are a good football team and he likes the Hawks. And
Dante just makes me upset because Dante is Dante. That's literally it. I don't have any problems with him. It's just like... I signed up for it when me and him got in trouble freshman year in college. I knew...
Dante, why would you ruin my friend's life like that?
Why would he ruin my friend's life like that?
I know it's your fault because you're Asian and Chinese ain't your secret. I know.
Yeah.
I know it's his fault. We don't need to release this. We just need to wake up sober in the morning and record a new one. This is terrible.
I want this to go out because
it's going out. All right. Well... Like I said, not even halfway through the list. We've still got more to come.
That's cool, man.
Great thing about podcasts, though, you can pause it, listen to it later. We need to give this one a really creative title, though, that lets people know we were drunk when we did it. I love how, it's been, 3 months since
that's not changing.
And that's still your background.
Yeah, that's not changing for a while.
You see who's still mine. And that's from the Stanley Cup Finals.
So that's because...
we lost that series.
For people that don't know, Cody's talking about the fact that I have Redeem Team, the Sports Illustrated cover, as my background on my phone. And one of my coaches asked me a little while ago, he was like, hey, man, you really love... UNC that much, and I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you. If UNC basketball was playing the Atlanta Braves in baseball, if there was some kind of way that those two teams could be in a game against each other, I don't know who I'd root for. It might be for UNC.
And now that you bring that up, if the Predators and Braves had to square off,
I don't think you would. I don't think you'd root for the Predators. Only because
I really wish that I could agree with you there.
I mean, and. You might not. That's fine. But I think
I'd show up, with fang fingers ready to go. Yeah. I do the chop.
The only reason I feel that way is because you have loved the Preds for literally a year.
1 year.
A year.
1 year.
1 year.
1 year to the day as of May 29th or June 29th.
This time, 4 years ago, we were in not this time, but couple months forward, this time 4 years ago,
we were there for a
playoff game, losing it.
I was chopping with one straight arm,
but absolutely losing it. Greatest experience we've ever had. Well, I've ever had.
I was gonna say I've also been to a playoff game before that. Now I will say because we won, that is my favorite baseball memory.
Yeah.
Because also that same season we got, or no, Nick Swisher was a couple years after that. But Nick Swisher is probably my favorite memory.
When we
got him to Ohio. That was the coolest thing in the world to me. Ricky, stop, man. Just
Come
stop.
on, man.
Just stop. Ricky.
Come on, man.
I can't.
We're almost done.
We're not almost done with beer.
Yeah, we are.
Man, we have went through a lot of alcoholic beverages tonight.
We're almost done. You got one more.
Oh, shit. Fire, boy.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's probably my favorite baseball memory.
The playoff game?
The playoff game.
I'm so glad to have shared that with you. We get real sentimental. I call you son because you shine like one.
That was real sentimental. Thanks.
I love you. Anyways, back to basketball. Gordon Hayward signed for 4 years. Ricky thinks it was $128 million. I just deleted the entire list. Oh my God. All right, so we've got to go off memory. Oh my God, I can't believe I just did that. I'm so tempted to not put this show up ever. It doesn't deserve to see the light of day. I've only gotten progressively more and more drunk as we record. But you should know we are recording from the safety of our own home. We can fall asleep here and nobody has to drive anywheres. And I think that this will be a fun experience to show you guys what we're like when we're not doing podcasts and podcasting related things. I do really wish we were doing this on YouTube. It probably sounds awful because I know me and Ricky are drunk. I cannot believe I just did that though. There's literally no way to uncover or recover. Oh my God, Ricky.
How in the world did you delete the entire
I just deleted the entire fucking list. I don't think it backed it up on my phone either. Or on my computer. Oh my God, Rick.
No, I can tell you for a fact it didn't back it up. Don't even look.
I'm so depressed now. Anyways, the other topic I wanted to get to as far as NBA free agency is concerned, Paul Millsap has now left the Hawks for
nothing.
Well, the Denver Nuggets. They offered him a few years, $90 million or something like that.
Oh, I'm thinking
the Hawks got literally nothing in
Al
return.
Horford and
But
Paul Millsap left.
Did I say Al Horford?
You said Al Horford and Paul Millsap left.
Well,
and the Hawks got nothing back.
Yes, and I wanted to say that specifically because the Hawks are probably the worst ran front office in all of sports.
Bar none.
At least all of basketball. How can you consistently be mediocre for the last 10 years and be okay with it?
See, I wish you would talk like this in the group chat because you've gotten kicked out, kind of, quote unquote. Because it's a low key, yeah. It's a group chat with me, Dante, Darius, BJ, and Mason.
Come on, man.
Mason.
Add me in
you
that
never
bitch.
said anything. You never say anything.
I didn't know this group chat existed.
Well, I mean, you don't say anything. So
I pay attention to basketball so much, basically just so I can be included in group chats.
Well, you got to start talking, man.
Man, if y'all... Ricky, you got to add me to this group chat so I can just come in there and drop
I'll
hot
think about it, man.
fire.
I'll think about it, but I'm not going to add you and you don't say
Ricky,
anything.
I promise you if you add me to this group chat. Anyways, like I said, Paul Millsap and now, or Al Horford first and Paul Millsap have now been let go by the Hawks for
Free
literally
and got
$0.
Nothing. Yeah.
You know, in baseball, when you let go a top class free agent, you get a compensatory pick in the following draft.
Doesn't work like that.
Basketball does not work that way. Yeah. You now get nothing.
Right.
And for the last 2 years, both of those guys have been on the trade block for Atlanta. They could have got something for him. Even if you just say, give me your first round and your second round pick, at least you get something for it. Maybe that's not worth their value.
The front office, man, is absolutely awful.
That front office...
And they've been awful.
Listen to this. A couple years ago, they won 60 games.
Yeah.
60 games. Were the number one seed in the Eastern Conference. Made it to the Eastern Conference final. Got swept out of that series. Probably should have lost to Washington in the previous series, and maybe even Brooklyn because they struggled to get to 7 games.
I thought they
with
should have lost to Brooklyn.
I remember that series very vividly, especially the Washington series, because Paul Pierce let that ball go in time. That ball went in. There should have been a Game 7 for Washington. There was not. They were robbed. I'll let that go. But guess how many people still remain on that 60-win team, or from that 60-win team, Rick?
How many?
0. Kyle Korver in Cleveland. Damari Carroll, broke-ass knees in Toronto. Paul Millsap now in Denver.
Did he get hurt in Toronto?
Yeah, dude. He tore his ACL like as soon as he got there. Paul Millsap now in Denver. Al Horford in Boston. Jeff Teague, who knows?
He's in
He just signed a new deal.
Actually, he's in oh my
Sacramento,
goodness.
Indiana?
No, he's in somewhere where he's in a contender.
Utah.
Like,
he was in Utah.
Minnesota.
As a matter of fact, yes, because him and Jimmy Bucket's running the show. Ricky Rubio. Marco Rubio was the presidential candidate from Florida. I don't know. I don't give a shit. He didn't win?
I don't know why I'm thinking, but Ted Cruz.
The Zodiac Killer. Anyways, Jeff Teague is now in Minnesota, like you said.
I think.
Pride of the pack. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. I'll be willing to go to bat for you any day of the week. Yes, Jeff Teague. So all 5 players that were named co-player of the month for the month of January 2015.
Can we call in Dante on this?
Can we? Yeah.
I'll just see if he's awake.
I know he's awake. He's either up playing video games or he's jacking his dick. I know for a fact.
Wow. Their grandparents that listen to this.
They aren't going to listen anymore after this.
I don't know if grandparents listen.
I know mine don't. Mine hate me because I'm a heathen. I live in their house for free.
Hate you. Yours don't.
Dante.
Hello? Hey, what's going on, brother, man?
Hey, Dante, say first time, long time.
Hold on.
Wait, say long time, first time.
Hold on. Okay. Dante, what are you doing?
Put it close to the mic.
All right. Hey, man. Well, we're recording a podcast. And, yeah.
First phone-in guest.
And I wanted you to be a part of it.
Oh, this is dope.
Yeah, this is dope. So, we were talking about basketball, and I was like, "Hey, man, let's call Dante and see what he has to think about whatever we're saying."
Okay.
All right. So, what do you think about the moves the Hawks have been making lately?
And just real quick, let's recap what the Hawks have done this offseason. They've traded away Dwight Howard for a savings of about $4 million and 10 spots back further in the draft. And they also picked up Miles Plumlee and that other guy.
Timothy Mozgov.
He went to Brooklyn.
It's Bellinelli.
Oh,
Bellinelli.
I'm sorry, yeah, because they got so much better with Marco Bellinelli.
No, I'm just clarifying.
I get
Dante.
you.
I appreciate you. Anyways, also, now they've let Paul Millsap walk without even offer. That's another thing I wanted to touch on. They didn't even offer the dude a contract.
Right.
They let Denver be like, "Hey, bro, just sign the check and we'll write whatever number we feel is comfortable because we know Atlanta ain't gonna match it." Not only that, but now they are in danger of losing Timothy Hardaway Jr. because New York.
He signed to New York.
He hasn't signed officially. They have until the end of the weekend to match.
No, the Hawks can match it, but they shouldn't match it.
Yes, because New York has offered him 4 years, $71 million. I told you I've been keeping up with basketball. Mostly because I love making fun of the Hawks and how terribly mediocre they are.
You like making fun of the Hawks, and you also love the front office aspect of it. You love the front office aspect of everything.
Being a GM of any sport. I will do it for free.
Don't say that.
Hear that? Any team in professional American sports, I will run your team for free and probably win you a championship in 3 to 5 years. Let me get my guys in there and fire whatever bullshit managers or coaches you've got. Guaranteed.
All right, Dante, real quick.
Run the Hawks real well.
Dante, real quick. What do you got for those?
Well, their moves look to me like they're about to tank. That's what it looks like. Because you never got anything back for Paul Millsap. You should have traded him during the season.
Point.
And then you trade away Dwight Howard for nothing, which was,
2 points.
I mean, whatever, he's gone. I'm good with that. But didn't really get much, but he's gone. We're going to be worse because of it. I'm good with that. And then getting Jamal Crawford just to dump off some contracts and free up space, that just tells me they're tanking. And I'm perfectly fine with that.
You've been saying they should tank for a while, Dante. I know you mentioned it last offseason. Yeah. So I'm glad that you are here. I hope that our listeners will be able to hear how well or how.
I pray that they can hear him.
Yeah, I hope that's not too quiet because I know you're super loud when we yell into the mic.
Yeah, I hope they can hear him, but
also we're drunk, so we don't know what volume we're at.
Stop talking for both of us.
I'm super drunk and I don't know what volume I'm at. There you go.
But anything else, Dante?
Nah, it looks like they're tanking, so I'm happy with that. Otherwise, the moves make no sense whatsoever. But hopefully they're tanking and they can go into rebuild mode. But because they made a lot of mistakes with losing people without getting something back.
Every single person they've let walk in the last decade.
But
exactly.
But if they're tanking, then I was just gonna say if they're tanking, then that's fine. But don't stand packed with being the 4th or 5th seed in the East.
42
like
games
that's the big problem, man.
Making the playoffs
because hey. I'm not going to sit here and be a hypocrite and say if the Hawks were to win an NBA championship, I will not be at that parade. I will be one of the first people down at that parade.
I think I asked you if you'd be willing to go with me to the Predators parade. If there's a parade near me, I'm going.
If there's a parade near me, I will be there.
If it's within a 6-hour drive, I'll go.
Much less the parade from a town, from like my city. Yeah. I will be there.
I told you I would have went to the Falcons parade.
I don't support that at all.
Hey, and I hear you, and don't get me wrong, I have no problems with your criticisms, and if it were on the other foot, like if the roles were reversed, I would absolutely feel the exact same way. But
man, the Hawks are
I don't care, man, because I'm not gonna fly up to Boston to go to that parade.
Nah, but
all right.
You need a ride. If you got gas money, I'll take you, bro.
That's nice to know. But it's nothing more sweet though, like internally, deep down, than your city is good at sports.
Yeah. Everybody wants that.
Everybody wants that.
I cannot believe I deleted the entire list of
topics. And when we do, the fans suck. And they're like, we'll wait.
But that's for everybody. That's for everybody.
For the Super Bowl.
That's for everybody.
Everybody, man. Then why are teams like fucking Sacramento and fucking goddamn Clippers and fucking Mavs and all the other shitty teams to always sell out arenas, but then you go to a Hawks game and it's fucking half of the goddamn fans there are Timberwolves fans when the motherfuckers didn't know the fuck the Timberwolves were 3 years ago.
Hashtag pride of the pack, Dante.
Fuck them, man.
Hey, bro, Jeff Teague and Jimmy Buckets running the show up there.
I don't know, man, but the Golden State Warriors been selling out for like 12 years.
Karl Anthony Towns in that bitch.
The Warriors have been selling out for forever, since Tim Hardaway was there.
Yeah.
And they've been good that whole time. They've had quite a few down years. They've always sold out. So whether it's Oakland or the good sports town, Raiders have been selling out for years.
For no reason. They drafted Jamarcus Russell and sold out.
But that's the same way we talked about the San Francisco Giants a couple of podcasts ago. The Giants sell out. They're as far as I know, their record is still going.
Yeah, man, they're just.
It's a couple of those years since 2010 that aren't even years. Yeah. Where they were absolutely terrible.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they're in a good market for sports.
But they just sell out.
They're in an affluent area too.
And it's like that. So Dante, quick question: if the Braves were to win the World Series, would you want to go to that parade?
I'm a Braves fan, Ricky. Yes.
He's not a Braves fan.
Yeah, it's
that's a reach.
It is a reach.
Dante,
and I feel like it's a reach.
Dante, who started the game tonight? Name me one starting player.
No, he can do that.
Wait, Freddie just came back. He's playing third base. I did see that.
All right, who
That's what I'm
started
saying.
as the
See,
pitcher?
I've been talking to him.
Who was
bit.
the starting pitcher tonight, Rick or Dante?
No fucking clue. I'm not even gonna pretend.
Okay, Braves fan, my dick. What was the final score?
But does that sound like a fan to you? Honestly, somebody that doesn't even know who started the game tonight. That sounds like a fan.
No, it doesn't. But
So you have more credibility. So you have more credibility to go to a Braves World Series parade than I do a Hawks NBA Finals parade.
I can tell you who their starting five is right now.
Whoa. I've actually supported the Braves in my life. You never fucking supported the Hawks.
You're right about that, man. Even as a kid, I didn't like the Hawks. I don't know why, but I did not. I've never liked
been
the
a
Hawks.
Hawks fan. I can name you about 3 players from the 1990s that played, and that was only because they had the dopest jerseys in all of sports history, with the hawk across the chest.
What did you say, Dante?
I said I used to be able to name Braves players when I went to the games all the time.
Bro, do you know how easy it is to watch sporting events illegally online?
You know how easy it is to set up Sports Center alerts?
Even easier than it is to watch sports illegally online.
I do have, or at least I used to. For some reason, it doesn't send me Braves alerts.
Oh shit! Somebody got tossed in the Braves game tonight.
I feel like you just haven't done it. That's the only.
Yeah, because he's a lazy Asian bitch.
Oh my fucking god! What are you doing?
Is that Shonda?
Ricky, if Shonda's getting involved,
Yeah, if it's Shonda, I'm gonna have to hang up on you and I'll call you back later.
Thanks for calling in, Dante. Appreciate the call. Hang up on him.
Hey,
hang up on him.
Hey man, I'll talk to you later, man.
Dante, listen to this podcast. Be sure to comment. Oh, what a bitch. Anyways, that was Dante, our only call-in guest. I don't know if you'll even be able to hear most of what he said.
I really hope you do, though, because it was
If
it
not,
was
it just sounds like we're arguing with nobody.
Yeah, it sounds bad if you can't hear him. But if you can hear him...
There was a person on the other end of the phone.
Yeah, it was great.
We're not just making shit up.
And I would love... We need to call Darius in. We need to call...
I was thinking about... Darius still lives in Douglasville, so when football season rolls around, preseason's picking up, I want to have Dante in the stew.
Evan can get in the stew.
I would like to have Evan in the stew. When hockey season rolls around, he talks about the Penguins.
I would love to have Evan in the stew when it's like hockey... football season are kind of clashing.
Yeah, they run together.
That way he can sit here for an hour and just talk.
That's fine. I want to get more guests. If you're on Twitter and you're interested in being on a podcast and you live in the Atlanta area, feel free to visit the stew.
I can't really think of anybody else I would like to have
on Twitter. Hashim, I would like to have.
I don't know him.
I don't either
at all.
But dude's dope on Twitter. He has great sports opinions. Also, a guy named Dank Aaron. I think it's a cool Twitter name. I just want to talk to him for an hour.
Great Twitter
about
name.
that.
But I don't know him. Because
Hashim, I don't know him.
I'm the kind of guy. Hold on, Dante's calling in.
Okay.
We're gonna answer Dante's call.
Don't know why he'd call back a second time, but
hello.
Not bad, dog.
Welcome to the show, Dante.
No, welcome, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I felt like I was just in a fucking horror movie.
Where are you calling from?
I just turned and there was just somebody there, bro.
Oh my god, I hate this guy so much.
Dante, I'm not gonna sit up here and talk about your personal problems. Okay,
Where are you calling
I'm recording.
from,
I'm recording the show. All right, I will call you back later.
No, I want to talk about a Braves. You really tried me, man.
He had to get off the phone to Google who started for the Braves. That's what it was. He can't use the internet and talk on the phone at the same time.
Nobody tried you about the Braves thing, man. You just don't follow the Braves like
Cody follows the Hawks.
You follow the Braves as much as I follow. Well, actually, not even as much as I follow the Hawks. So I technically have more of a reason to go to a Hawks parade than you do to go to a Braves parade. And you felt bad about it, so now you wanna say something about it.
This is easily our worst show ever.
You hate the Hawks. You can't compare the two.
I don't think so.
I think it is, man. We are drunk. Too drunk to taste this chicken once again.
We're talking about sports, man. That's what this podcast is about. We've been talking about sports all night. When you start doing stuff like that, it gets bad.
I'm drunk.
But anyway, to wrap it up, I like what the Hawks are doing because, as we stated, I've been saying they should tank for a while now.
You did.
It looks like they're going to.
Right.
Huh?
No, we're agreeing with you.
The Hawks should have tanked the moment they whiffed on bringing Luol Deng into the organization.
I can. Let's not get started on the wrong moves the Hawks have made. I would just say 2 words: Marvin Williams. That's the only.
Hey, man, watch your mouth.
Hey, bro, he married Candace Parker.
Hey, man, watch your mouth. No, he didn't. Sheldon Williams, man.
Oh,
Candace
man,
Parker.
I messed up. Candace Parker, you messed up. What am I talking
But
about?
Marvin Williams went to UNC.
They also
Candace, if you're listening to this, I'm single.
She's not, though, Cody.
It's cool.
Hey,
I'll ruin the marriage real quick.
Hey, Dante, so
Bro, you see
probability of you coming up here by the end of the month.
greater or less than the Hawks making the playoffs next year?
What'd you say?
Is the probability of you coming up here greater or less than the Hawks making the playoffs?
I hope to God greater than.
That does not sound like a fan to me, sir.
That sounds like somebody that wants them to tank.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
And what's in the tank? Yeah.
It did take us a while to get on board with the Braves and their rebuild because we were both really upset that winter of 2014.
Because it never was apparent they were tanking.
No,
and it
they
never
just
got
did it.
It never got so bad to the point where we wanted them to tank.
No.
Like the Braves did it perfectly. If I'm gonna be completely honest.
Yeah, they were just like, let's fire everybody.
Let's fire everybody. Let's
And
go out here
trade
and
everybody.
Let's go out here and make it seem like we're putting a good lineup
And then
out.
we're gonna put a good team out there in a couple of years. Get over it.
I mean, the Braves
They
did it,
started rebuilding with youth, right?
huh?
They started rebuilding with youth, right? The Hawks are incapable of
That's
attracting
my dick.
superstar free agents.
I mean, it was kinda-
I just
They're
let
not
him.
in a position to draft
When he
them.
comes up, we'll get into him.
So gotta lose more.
Yeah.
All right, Dante. Again, appreciate the call. Thanks for calling in. Love
Yeah.
you.
Thanks for calling in, man.
Feel
But
free to listen to the show when we're done.
we got somebody else on the other line, so we'll talk to you later.
Gotta get to them. Anyways, back to the real show.
We didn't have anybody on the other line. I just hung up on Dante.
Never will. But Dante was getting on my nerves. He was just making noise with his mouth. And we both know that Dante can do a little bit too much of that. He can run on.
Just
for
talking.
way-
Just talk,
Yeah,
talk,
man,
talk,
just
talk,
make
talk.
too much
Yeah.
noise.
He can talk a lot.
All right, so seeing as how Cody deleted the list of topics,
I know the last. Dang it.
we already did the 10 teams.
I knew what the last one was, but real quick, what do you think about Tim Tebow?
Man, that was the last one actually.
I don't think that was. I
we
didn't
talk
see
about
Tim
Tim Tebow
Tebow on
the
your
last
thing
time?
at all. I don't think we did. I didn't see Tim Tebow on your list at all,
Anyways,
though.
Jimothy Tebow has been called up from low A baseball to high A baseball, and in his first at bat, he hit a home run.
Right.
And not only was it a home run, he hit it the other way.
All right.
And if you haven't listened to this show, or you haven't heard me talk about my desire to be able to go the other way at will, it was really impressive. And I even tweeted out and I said, this motherfucker is going to be in the majors before we know it, and there's not a goddamn thing we can do to stop it.
Because not only did he hit a home run in his first at bat, but now Tim Tebow is hitting. Last time I checked, he is hitting over 400.
Yeah, it was like 455.
It's just like, dude, what?
Yeah, like,
It.
how do you struggle against...
You want to know why I hate it? But do you really want to know why I hate it? Because I felt the same way about Tim Tebow in college football, where I didn't want to root for him, don't want to root for him, don't want to root for
never
him.
rooted for Tim Tebow because I
And
hate
then-
the University of Florida.
Towards the end of his tenure at Florida, I was just like, yeah, man, go for, like give him a chance. And before I knew it, I'm rooting for him to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in the playoffs.
Man, his tenure in Denver sucked dick. I wanted Pittsburgh to whoop his ass.
How so? How did it suck?
Because Peyton Manning wasn't there yet.
Okay,
I
so
don't-
it didn't. So it
was-
didn't suck.
It was like
That's
you
what I'm
had
hearing.
Kyle Orton Tim Tebow, Peyton Manning. You pick one of those quarterbacks.
Well, everybody's going to pick Peyton Manning.
Exactly.
But Peyton Manning wasn't there.
Nobody wants to root for fucking...
Kyle Orton, Tim Tebow. I'll take Tim Tebow.
Eh.
Because what has Kyle Orton done?
Played football in the National Football League.
As has Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow sucks ding-dongs in the National Football League.
See, you're just making stuff up now.
If Tim Tebow would come out and say, I lost my virginity at the University of Florida, I'd be the biggest Tim Tebow fan ever. But I know for a fact he's lying.
You're
give me
good.
that beer.
You're good.
I need that beer.
You're good.
Okay, I'm going to drink this beer.
But
if Tim Tebow comes to me and says, Cody, I was lying to everybody when I said I was a virgin in Florida. No, sir, you're not. Because you went to a university in Division I NCAA football.
Yep.
You're the starting quarterback on a, not once, but twice, national championship winning team.
He won 2 Heismans, right?
No, he just won 1 Heisman.
Just one?
But he did grace the cover
his senior year, though.
of NCAA football made by EA Sports.
Yep.
If you have that kind of media exposure at a major Division I program, I'll tell you one thing you don't struggle to come across is women.
Yeah.
It's the same reason I defend Jameis Winston to this day.
You defend Jameis Winston?
For what he was accused of, aside from stealing the lobster or the crab, which we all caught him doing. Everybody has seen the video. He sprinted out of there like Marcus Vick.
No, he didn't sprint. That's
right.
That's the thing that's crazy.
He casually walked out of the store.
Wait a minute.
You're right.
Okay, for those of you that are not my grandkids, so you will not hear this story other than when I tell it right now. I played Jameis Winston in high school in baseball.
He's super good.
He was super good. He
best player you ever seen.
The team, no.
Babe Ruth of black baseball.
The team was from Hueytown, Alabama. They came and played all of the teams in our county. And the game before us, all the games happened to be at our field.
I'm gonna outdrink Miller.
And before, and they played a team. They played a school that was not us. And before us, he hit 2 home runs in the same game, and one was from both sides of the plate.
Don't listen to this
also
podcast.
Pitched in that game and had a great game. Right against
Did he
us.
tell you that he hit a home run from both sides of the plate?
Give me your
beer,
tell him man. That? Please give me your beer.
I'm not.
Please.
I'm gonna drink this beer.
Okay.
I'm gonna make love to the bottle when I'm done.
All right. Anyway, but then we came on the field, played that team, number 1 team in Alabama at the time, and we lost that game 1-0. 5th inning, they scored a run. It hurt, and I do not think that Jameis Winston is that much better of an athlete than me because I did not see anything from him. Okay.
Quick timeout.
Yep.
You can be a better football player, but not a better athlete.
Okay. That being said,
Jonathan Ogden.
That being said,
offensive lineman, he was like 400 pounds.
That being said, he played baseball at Florida State.
Yes, he was a closing pitcher.
I didn't say what he did.
I'm just saying he
played baseball at Florida State.
Let's just say he threw 6 outs a game, which he didn't. 3. Which means, at most, 25 pitches, if he was good at his job.
So he played college baseball at Florida State.
You played college baseball in your dreams every night.
Very true, but that's not reality. In real life, he played.
I can't hold my eyes open. We need to end this.
Yeah. So
I just want to have a cigarette.
We're gonna end this.
No, finish your Jamestown story, Hueytown story, Jameis Winston.
That's the end of it.
That is clearly the end of this show. Thank you guys for listening. As always, you can find me on Twitter at LameGretzky76. If you don't know what the 76 means, you don't follow my Twitter, and you should. Rick, where can they find you on social media?
No, man, look at me. Look at me.
Where can they find you on social media?
No, They can find me at Not Even Rich. That's on all my social media accounts.
Also,
but real quick, what is the show's Instagram?
I think it is the Battery Podcast or Battery _show at Twitter.
Are you sure what any of this is?
Nope, couldn't be less sure of
what
those accounts are.
Look it up real quick.
If you guys have listened to this entire podcast, I just want to give you a big thank you, because you guys didn't need to do this. You didn't need to waste your Friday night.
So tell them what it is.
Oh boy, Ricky got me on the Snapchat. I don't like it.
Yep.
I don't know how to type, bro.
We gotta know what the site is so we can tell the people that are listening.
I'm pretty sure it's Battery _show. Bro, come on, man.
It's Battery _
show on Twitter.
Okay. You're telling everybody. I'm gonna put this on our Twitter.
It's the Battery Podcast on Instagram. I look like I'm 6 months pregnant, so get that out of here. I need you to put some effects on that, like a starlight.
I'm not gonna put anything on this. I'm gonna just tell you that right now.
Again, this show has been brought to you by Bud Light. Right. Best beer for your Friday night.
I don't think you were supposed to show that.
It's been brought to you by Power Rangers. You can buy it now on DVD and HD.
Hey, thank you for listening. This is the Battery Podcast.
I'm Cody.
We will.
What's your name? You gotta tell me your name.
My name is Ricky.
And any parents that listen to this show, we are so sorry. But also, on the same token, we are legal adults and can drink responsibly at our own house. You need to
stop. All right, man. We'll see you guys later. Thank you.